2000. It's my honor to introduce Mayor Kasim Reed. Mayor Reed.
Good morning. Come on, y'all can do better than that. I know it's early. Good morning. Let's get some energy in this room. I want to begin by acknowledging my partners in my effort. And they're here today, the members of the Atlanta City Council. Alex Wan, would you please stand? Carla Smith, I believe, is here. Yolanda Andrian is here. Aaron Watson is here. And Ivory Young is in the building as well. Please give them a warm round of applause. We are working very hard to change the tone in politics in Atlanta, and I value them and look forward to them being strong partners with me. I also want to especially congratulate Charlie Loudermilk, who has done so much, as well as the former dean of the Atlanta City Council, Jim Maddox. I also saw Mayor Massell in the room, and I want to acknowledge Mayor Sam Massell, one of my predecessors who did such an outstanding job leading the city of Atlanta. A.J. Robinson, I want to thank you, as well as Taylor Glover and the Board of Central Atlanta Progress, for all that you do, not only today, but for every day for the city of Atlanta. You know, I've now been blessed to be the mayor of the city that I love, the city that has provided me with every opportunity that I've imagined for about 79 days. And I'm telling you that I've loved every single minute of it. Despite the fiscal challenges we face, despite the operational challenges, the foundation of this city is strong because of the people in this room. And any time that I get tired, I think of all of you, and it makes me work that much harder. When I was asked to be your mayor, I said that I would open up government, that we would bring talent and merit into the room. And one of the first steps that I made was to ask Lisa Borders, who is here today, and Lawrence Ash to serve as the co-chairs of my transition team. This was important because I wanted people to know that from that day forward that we would value bringing talent to the table, and candidly, we also needed to heal our city. I want to thank Lisa Borders for all that she has done to help in that important process. I also want you to know that we reached out to Jesse Spikes, Mary Norwood, and Kyle Kaiser, and every single one of those is now involved in transitioning the government of the city of Atlanta and leading the searches for our senior level cabinet staff that include the city attorney, public works commissioner, chief financial officer of the city, Atlanta fire chief, and the chief of police. I want you to know that you have a seat at the table in Atlanta's government. As a result, so many of the leading lights of our city are engaged in a powerful way in selecting the leadership, and I am thrilled that they have agreed to join us. Continuing in that path, I reached out to Peter Amon, a gentleman who had been a partner at Bain & Company, a firm that had donated $8 million in pro bono services to revitalizing the government we love. Well, I pushed him a little bit harder, and I said, you've written wonderful reports for the city. Now come and help me actually reform it. He accepted that role and is now serving as the Chief Operating Officer of the City of Atlanta. I kept going. Along the path of the campaign, I came to admire a gentleman named David Bennett, who had been a journalist at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for 12 years and who's nominated for a Pulitzer. I asked him to come into government. Come help me reform it. Come help me make it better. Along the way, I recruited Sanji Dade, who was a vice president at Edelman, and asked her to come in to be my communications director because I want to send a clear signal to everyone that talent and merit will rule the day. When I ran for mayor, I talked about my firm belief that a mayor has no more sacred obligation than to keep the people of Atlanta safe. One of the first things that I did as mayor was to ask George Turner, who is our interim chief and who is here today, to come and stand side by side with me and serve shoulder to shoulder. Well, I'm pleased to announce that on the 79th day that I am mayor, with the exact same police force that we had 4 months ago, but with new revitalized leadership, crime in major categories in the city of Atlanta is down 21%. Crime in every single category is down 10%, and we're just getting started. That is because leadership is important and valuable, and I want to thank all of our police officers. I also want you to know this. I have heard the message loud and clear, and I have seen with my own eyes the damage that aggressive panhandling does to the city of Atlanta, and I am not going to tolerate it. I'm going to send But we are going to change the conversation a bit, and let me tell you why. Whenever we've had a conversation in our city about panhandling in the past, it is always couched in terms of the haves versus the have-nots. And it is pitched as a plan that hurts the least of these in favor of the most fortunate. Well, I'm going to stand up to those who would make that argument because it's patently false, and I'll tell you why. When businesses can't open and thrive in downtown Atlanta, when the convention industry of this city is placed at risk by aggressive panhandling, it's not the affluent who lose. It's the person who works at the Hyatt Hotel, who cooks there, or who cleans the rooms there. It's the person who works at that new restaurant that's struggling to open. You see, as much as the city is hurt, working people are hurt, and families are hurt. So what you will see in partnership with Central Atlanta Progress and a number of other partners is a robust enforcement of our current laws and improvement of them because it is needed. I talked during the course of the campaign about the challenges of our pensions, and I need the help of the people in this room. Between 2000 and today, our pension liabilities have grown from $40 million to more than $130 million this year. So what we have right now in the city of Atlanta are revenues that are flat or falling, and a liability that grows every single year at between 9 and 12%. It's simply unsustainable. How did we react? I reached out and asked John Malott, the former publisher of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, to lead a pension reform panel to make recommendations so that we can meet this threat. And meet this threat, I absolutely will. Because Atlanta's greatness is in the money that we're spending on this growing expense. If you want to know where is the money for additional police, if you want to know where the money is for additional green space, if you want to know where the money is for closing dollars and economic development, I submit that so much of it is in our pension reform efforts.